Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with a replay of my Smogon Premier League Week 1. I'm playing Ubers for the Wi-Fi Wolfpack, and I'm playing my buddy Edgar. You guys probably know him since I said I got this team from my bro my bro Edgar.
Like 50 times.
And yeah, if you guys hear him in the back, I have him with me because I felt like for at least this match, it'd be better if Edgar explained a lot of his plays because I understood the risks and stuff, but I just think I thought it'd be better if you guys get the insight from both of us. So we're looking at team preview right now. Edgar, you could probably talk about what you thought at team preview.
Um, well, my team is based around Escadrille and support Mega Salmons. Basically, I thought my team had a very big advantage over Joey's because if I had taken out the Dialga, my whole would have a field day because it can just braver everything, burn the Salamence with Sacred Fire, which would stop a threat basically, and yeah, would make that day for my Escadrille a lot better. But yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, if you do look at team preview, it does look like that. But he didn't know obviously. But my Groudon has Stone Edge, and my Arceus actually has Stone Edge, which is I guess we'll start the game. But that's why I decided to lead off with it. So I lead off with my Arceus. Edgar leads off with his Kyogre. This is not the lead I wanted to see at all. So, Groudon is obviously, or I mean, Dialga, my bad. I didn't want to go out to Groudon just in case he Ice Beam, so I went out to Dialga, and he ended up going for the Scalds, which I thought was like, wow, he predicted me.
Yeah, I didn't think you would go into Groudon just yet, just because you would scout what set my Kyogre would be. Like, if I had Ice Beam there, that would be beneficial for me,
Yeah,
because you would be limited on your switchings against T-Tar, Escadrille, because it would make it easier for me to set up Sand, basically, and just sweep with Escadrille late game.
yeah, because Excadrill's, for those of you that don't know, Excadrill's Earthquake is actually a roll on Groudon, but it's a roll after I take a bit of prior damage, so that's why I
Hmm.
didn't want to go directly into Groudon on a potential Ice Beam, and Edgar, outplayed me that turn, went for Scald on my Dialga. But the thing is, though, I was honestly just bringing in Dialga so I can get up my Stealth Rocks, since if Dialga did go down versus Ogre, which I was pretty sure he wouldn't sack, since knowing Edgar, I know he loves to run physically defensive Ogre for Ments, which I do have, as well
Yeah,
as Arceus
that set
Speed Color.
owns.
Yeah. So it's rest talk usually with Ice Beam as well. So that's why I went out to Dialga, set up my Stealth Rocks as he went out into his Ho-Oh, and I went for Draco just in case he was banded, as he reveals a substitute, which was a little bit scary for me. So
Yeah, very,
I
very threatful for Joey.
yeah, it was actually like what I wanted to do was break his sub to the point where, which I do end up with one of these Dracos, to where I could go into my Salamence and get off the Intimidate. Edgar actually chose to not go for the substitute right there, which you can explain why you didn't do that. I'm on turn
Uh,
five. I'm on turn five, by the way, as you Brave Bird.
okay, okay. The reason why I didn't sub again is because in the long run, I was thinking Joey, okay, he might bring up Salamence on Ho, so he would have to. If he brought in Salamence against Ho, basically, that means he had refresh, and even if I Sacred Fire burn him, I would lose in this situation because I would still be set of fodder against his Salamence because Salamence is one bulky motherfucker,
Yeah, it's true.
and my Brave Birds would do zero basically. So I chose to not let my whole be set of fodder and just switch into that check later on. But yeah.
Yeah, so he ended up brave birding me, which I thought was good for me because it's more than likely he'd either go for Roost or Sub right here. So I did switch out into my Salamence turn 6 as I get off the Intimidate, as he does end up going for the Sub. And I was like, I don't want to reveal that I'm refreshed just yet because thing about Mence is it does the exact same thing it did in OU before it was banned. It can sweep in Ubers. And Edgar doesn't know if I'm Dragon Dance Earthquake, Return, Dragon Dance Double Edge, etc., etc. Basically, I just wanted that Intimidate on Ho-Oh. That way it would help my team as, it would help me in the long run. So I went back
Yeah.
into Dialga right here as he ended up going for Roost. Edgar making, the best play, trying to be at good amount of HP as I just spam Draco right at this point. And he ends up going for Sub again. But again, he did explain why he doesn't end up going for like a double sub or like the
Yeah.
attack right there, is he doesn't want to end up being set up fodder for my Salamence. So I went for Draco. turn 10 we are, Edgar, as he's able to knock me out with the Sacred Fire. And
Hmm.
right here, I went out to Groudon, but I feel like I also could have went out to Salamence. But the thing is, I didn't want to reveal that I was Refresh, as we said. And my Groudon, which has an awesome nickname, by the way, um, it has Stone Edge. So I figured I could deal with Ho-Oh, and I thought I would force it out into possibly Latias. So why'd you make the switch out into Ogre, Edgar?
Um, Basically, I thought of, okay, if he has Stone Edge, then I can possibly take one. And just looking at the damage that he had first turn, um, well, not the damage, but I assumed he was defensive. So I switched out into my Kyogre, thinking, okay, I can take a Stone Edge plus Earthquake.
Yeah.
But in the next turn, I decided to. Well, he switched into his Kyogre, anyways.
Yeah, but I ended up going for T-Wave because I thought, like I said, he would go out to Latias, and I want to cripple that thing. And I went out to my Kyogre because I wanted to sponge a Scald or anything or Ice Beam. And unfortunately for Edgar, he got paralyzed.
Yeah,
Now,
very unfortunate.
it happens a couple times, but it sucks for Edgar because, well, he didn't know I didn't have rest. So at some points he might think it didn't matter. Because obviously, if I had rest, it didn't matter right there. It would force me to go for rest if I was running the same set as him. But I'm actually a different set. So the reason I went out to Ogre, which also has a great nickname, I is because I could double back out into my Groudon. I thought I would possibly force him into Latias as well, but I could double out into Groudon and get up the Sun so he couldn't hit me with Scald, and
Yeah.
then go for your attack.
Yeah, I was pretty sure Joey wouldn't like T-Wave or Stone Edge or anything of that sort. I thought he would just Earthquake because he was in a really good position with his Groudon right there. So I decided to switch into my Salamence. And yeah,
You'll see
this
how
game,
bulky this is.
yeah, this gave me the opportunity to defog as my Salamence evades the attack.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
because that did
Dragon Claw,
nothing.
Dragon Claw did 28%. And I know I'm pausing it, guys, but these are high level games, and I really like the fact that I can bring you guys both sides of what's happening. So while some of you might not enjoy it, I feel like this is better for a lot of you who are trying to learn. I went for Dragon Claw right there, which only did 28%. One, Edgar used defog, and I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. That was actually my honest reaction. I didn't think this would be a defensive Mence, and I went for Dragon Claw just in case he was sub DD because I'm like, I'm not letting this Mence set up on me if he predicts my T-Wave and gets up to +2 and pressures my Ogre, which could live +1 return, but I just didn't want him to pressure me, so I went for Dragon Claw right there as he reveals the Body Slam and I get paralyzed, so a little bit of justice as I do leave the yellow color with him as I am able to T-Wave him. And I'm actually going to switch out into my own Salamence just to get off and Intimidate as Edgar ends up getting off a Roost. And I really didn't know what set he was running on this Mence, but I figured because I was DD Refresh, which he did not know at the moment, I could just set up a Dragon Dance versus him comfortably as he ended up switching out to T-Tar. And you're going to see how well I take this Stone Edge despite only having I barely have HP investment on this thing. So go out to T-Tar as I go for return. It does 43%, pretty nice as he goes for Stone Edge. And did that do any
It
damage?
doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't even KO after Stealth Rocks. Why?
That's amazing. Even Stealth Rock plus Sand, it wouldn't KO me. But the thing is,
Yeah, this is the most controversial play, I think.
yeah, say it, bro.
Basically, everyone is saying, why did I switch out when because I have T-Wave on my T-Tar, and people were saying, why did I switch out into Ho-Oh when I could just T-Wave these Salamence? And I'm like, well, if he Salamence did have Earthquake, I would basically lose my T-Tar and basically lose the game because I need Excadrill and Tyranitar to beat his
Xerneas, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in my favor right here. This turn, while it's like a 50-50 for Edgar of what I do, and the thing is, you're going to see how much work this Salamence does, but Edgar was thinking long term about he's trying to win the game. He's not just trying to have the most Pokemon alive. So I figured Edgar would...
Yeah, you don't think turn by turn. You think the end game.
Yeah, you think long term about how you're going to win the game. So I really felt this turn was in my favor, which is why even if Edgar did have T-Wave, which I kind of expected because he had leftovers, I was like, this guy definitely has T-Wave. Uh, I went for Roost as he ended up going out to Ho-Oh, just scouting for the Earthquake as well. Because what he would have to do is he would sack Ho-Oh, and then Excadrill could come in and revenge kill me after a few sand turns. That's what I'm thinking you thought would happen, right?
Yeah, but I was also fearing
The return.
because no, I was also fearing that you were Jolly because Jolly Salamence does outspeed Excadrill in the sand, I think. And my team, the calcs my team made, not gonna lie, were from Jolly that they did to the Tyranitar. So I'm like, so I can't bring Excadrill in, and yeah,
Yeah. So he was basically forced to sack right here as I got off that Roost, and Ho-Oh dies.
yeah,
That is a +1 return. But the thing with Edgar is his Kyogre is physically defensive, as I mentioned, and the damage I do to it is only going to be about 80 something percent, right? But he has to sleep talk. If he sleep talks Ice Beam, okay, Mence dies. But if he sleep talks Scald and doesn't get a burn, Mence gets another kill. And the problem with this is for Edgar that he probably also realizes even if Mence dies, I get a free setup with my Xerneas
yeah,
or Arceus or even
yeah.
Arceus, as it would also still be a sleep talk. So it was still in my favor just to stay in here, go for the return, as Edgar had to go for sleep talk and hope to be lucky, as he is not. He gets
Yeah,
the Scald,
Sleep
but it
Talk
doesn't
is
get the
the
burn.
worst move for me.
It honestly, yeah, it is. I know
I
he
never
lost
get
plenty of
what I
games,
want.
as I'm able to knock out the. I'm able to knock out the Ogre, and this is what I was talking about. The play that people didn't understand, why he sacked all those Pokemon when he could have went out to Salamence, which does reveal itself to have Dragon Tail. I paused it because I went for Roost. It's my best play. Body Slam, I could. He still doesn't know I don't have Earthquake, so I could go for Refresh on his Body Slam. He could never switch in Salamence, like the switch where he sacked Ho-Oh. He couldn't switch in Salamence just in case I
Yeah, because
returned
return to he KOs me.
easily. And Salamence, if it's so weakened, he also loses to my
To the
E-Killer.
String Killer.
Yep. Well,
Exact-
he didn't know in the long run though he would lose. It would be a loss to E-Killer anyway because I do have Stone Edge and at +2 with Oko's Mence. But obviously he doesn't know I have that. That was one of my little trap cards right there, whatever you want to call them.
Trap card.
I don't know,
Are
man.
we playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
I don't know, man, but I go for Roost as he reveals Dragon Tail. No, he does not. He gets paralyzed. My bad. And that was really unfortunate.
Yeah,
That
I was
unfortunate.
supposed to reveal Dragon Tail there, but I didn't.
Yeah, and that probably annoyed Edgar because he was like, okay, I probably lose to E-Killer now. Though in the long run, E-Killer would have put in work right there anyway. Of course, I had to hit Stone Edge, but now I don't have to hit Stone Edge because he gets paralyzed right there. I just smacked my desk. And the thing with Dragon Tail is almost everything Edgar Dragon Tails me out into will beat this Pokemon. Actually, everything he Dragon Tails me out into will beat Salamence. So
Not really. Groudon doesn't.
I have Dragon Claw, bro, and I'm faster. Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, except for Groudon, which he does end up forcing me out into. But I figured this would be a free switch for my Kyogre because he has to Roost right here, as I do have Ice Beam, and I'm in a really good position as I just fire off an Ice Beam as it goes out to Latias. So I was thinking to myself, all right, that's not bad. He actually reveals Calm Mind as I reveal the yellow color.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I probably lost to this Pokemon. Just because I knew I was gonna get paralyzed because I was just looking at how the game went with the past yellow colors.
Yeah, and the thing is, this paralyzation is actually going to screw him over because I reveal, my innovation, Psyup, which automatically gives me his boost. I also have it for like Geomancy Xerneas because I could T-Wave them Geomancy, and I have investment that way Thunder doesn't 2-hit KO me, and I 2-hit KO them and, sweep them with the boost and stuff like that. So I go for Psyup as Edgar unfortunately gets paralyzed, and that was pretty big because it forces him to have to go for Roost in the following turn. He could have gotten off a Psyshock. I was physically defensive. I was mostly physically defensive with some Spadef investment. Psyshock would have done... It wouldn't have been a 2-hit KO. Well, actually, it probably could have been with the...
Yeah, it was a 2-hit KO.
Yeah, it probably did like 60%, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because of that paralysis, that full para, as I go for Ice Beam, he's forced to go for Roost because he probably knows at this moment I have Ice Beam. And again, I just go for Ice Beam again as he clicks Draco because if he gets paralyzed, he needs this damage. That way it could be a roll with Excadrill as it's going to work out for me because I'm able to knock out his Latias right there. So all this paralysis is really going against Edgar as he ends up going out to Driller. And explain to them why you subbed.
I subbed on Escadrille because in the off chance he went into Salamence, I would just land on Rock Slice and I would put more pressure on him for him to not Dragon Dance or something.
Yeah. And
in the off chance he switched into Salamence.
Yeah, which I was definitely debating on sacking because having Ogre just to have Rain would be really nice versus T-Tar. But the thing is though, for me, if he did get the roll on Earthquake, it really didn't matter because Arceus would then just come in and sweep him because I did have EQ as well, so I could knock out T-Tar, and it would become a 50-50 whether I stay in because plus 2 E-Speed would do a lot to Excadrill anyway, as he does not get the roll with Earthquake. It only does 50%. I was at 52 or 53%, so he needed max damage in order to knock me out with Earthquake, assuming he was Adamant Life Orb, which outspeeds Xerneas, so he probably was at Geomins. And unfortunately, he doesn't get it, and Kyogre would have just swept right there because T-Tar can't get it up versus Kyogre.
Yeah, it's sad, man. Every time that happens, when you can't get up the sand against the Primo.
It's unfortunate. But that's basically it, guys. I really wanted Edgar here to explain why he made certain plays and why it... Ubers is hard, guys. The way my team functions, if one Pokemon goes down, another Pokemon can sweep. And Edgar had to really keep his team together if he didn't want to lose to Arceus, if he didn't want to lose to Xerneas, stuff like that. So while at team preview it did look like it was in Edgar's favor, in reality, because of my movesets, it was actually in my favor this game. And then Thunderwave, of course, helping me the entire match.
Doing his job.
Yeah.
Doing his job, man.
Yeah.
That's how you call it.
Yeah, so... That's it, guys. Edgar, you have anything else to say?
Yeah, man. Fuck the haters. Fuck everyone that calls me shit. I'm probably just better than you, anyways.
Obviously, Edgar is joking, guys. We're playing around. But
no, everyone that talks shit about me, I'm probably better than you.
But I hope you guys all enjoyed. Check out Edgar's channel. As are you gonna be uploading doubles, dude? Where's the doubles lives?
I don't know, dude.
You should.
I don't have see, conflict is being retarded in the chat right now. I probably have to end this.
Yeah, go check out Edgar. Leave a like.
I won't be uploading anything soon because I'll be busy with school and SPL, honestly.
That's true.
So don't expect any content. And I also got a new computer, so I'm lazy to download all that Camtasia, Sony Vegas, all that shit. I'm really
Edgar, you are amazing at promoting your own channel, man. You're actually amazing.
I'm just telling the truth, man.
Yeah, but that's it, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you want. Your comments, we will try our best to answer them. And later.
Yeah, just don't be stupid in the chat.